Hello, everyone. Welcome to Moonride. This is Dave Johnson. I'm channeling Man in the Moon. You people have asked on shows and otherwise, when's there going to be alien contact? And, my experience, kind of like some incense here, my experience is they've already contacted us. You can talk to lots of people. You can read Dolores Cannon's books. There's plenty of evidence from reliable people, really serious, not necessarily wacky liberal people, that the aliens have contacted us. But just think about it, looking at the state of the planet. I mean, would you formally land your craft here at this time? You probably are going to wait. And you're probably going to contact people in ways that are quite different. Maybe you would contact them and they would be the only people that would see it, so they couldn't prove it. It would just be an individual thing and an individual exchange between one alien and one human. Again, look at Dolores Cannon. You can see lots and lots of examples of this. Or you might be contacting them via channeling, or you might be contacting them when you go to sleep at night and just don't remember. I mentioned this because this happened to me last week. I really had the most incredible dream where they pretty much said, yeah, okay, you guys are ready. And when you are ready, we contact you. They may be contacting you and you don't even know it because you wake up in the morning and say, that was just a dream. If you want to talk to aliens, just ask. I would suggest if you want to talk to aliens or guides or anyone else, just ask. They'll arrive. They might not arrive tomorrow, but they'll show up. Let's see today if we can contact them and let us know a little bit more about contact. And I don't have any particular questions. I'm just going to see who shows up. And of course, I'm going to use my process to make sure that they are good aliens, right? I just want to make sure it feels good in my heart. Okay, beings of light. Here we are at the long table. And I usually see, 12 or 13 people, depending how you look at them. But this time, the sort of boardroom table, it goes on and on further and further. Like it could be an endless boardroom table. There's other beings there. And yeah, we could go further and further and further and see lots and lots and lots of, I just call them beings. And at the end of this boardroom table, there's a door, and it's medieval looking, and it's not a square rectangular door. Kind of has like a curve that reaches a point at the top. Hmm, just like the front of a spaceship. All right. And show me go further, go further. Okay. Okay, Spirit, I need you to fix on a form so I can talk to you. It's makes me feel strange if it's changeable. So the figure that steps forward looks kind of like maybe a Neptune type character, but he doesn't have feet. It's almost like there's like a robe around him. It does appear male, but he wants to emphasize that he is everything. It's not male or female. It's like source. Okay, that makes it feel good. All right. He's saying Zenith. Call me Zenith. And if you ever do this work, notice they often give a name, just one that works for you. We couldn't really pronounce or conceive of the name of spirit. Okay, Zenith. You showing me some stuff that makes me feel good. All right. You can talk through me now. So, good people of Earth, we want to corroborate what Dave's said, which is that indeed we communicate with you all of the time. When you go out and you have your dreams, you're interacting with us. We're sort of interacting in a way that is sort of like teaching, and you are interacting in a way that is also learning and teaching too. Do not underestimate yourself. Do not underestimate your dreams. And do not underestimate it when you encounter us. Some of you have had encounters with us, that is, with spirit in whatever form we are, including an alien form. And when you have that encounter with this alien form, part of it is you believing yourself. It does not matter whether others believe you. You don't need to prove anything. If you've had this experience and you want to verify it, you might talk to other people who've had similar experiences. But at the same time, keep in mind, you don't need that verification. And part of the evolution of you is to trust yourself, to believe in what you know and what you have experienced. Look at the social and political world around you. There's some people who will never believe things, even though it's right in their face, even though it is absolutely true, even though you can prove it beyond a shadow of a doubt. It won't matter to them. They won't be convinced. So, where is the need to convince anyone? Your truth is your truth, and we understand that this might make you appear crazy to others. You might think you are crazy, but this will drive you to learn more. You will find people who can corroborate your human experience. It is worthwhile to experience this and say, well, am I delusional? Could I be crazy? And go through some kind of process that drives you forward and makes you examine yourself and the world around you. This is also true as Dave has spoken. We want you to know that he is not some kind of genius. He's just a regular person. But having opened himself up, we're able to pass along some ideas. He would tell you he doesn't necessarily remember the things that he experiences in trance channeling. They're new information for him, but he does take in some of the information. And as he takes in this information, he has an understanding. And he brings that understanding to these videos that he is making. And the understanding that says it is not a good time to contact the Earth in a 3D fashion. We don't want to land our ships upon the Earth now. It is too violent. It is too dangerous for us. We would be afraid of the consequences of these actions. And of course, we don't want to interfere. We don't want to change the trajectory of your planet. You are experiencing this, and to some degree, it is up to you. It is up to you to find a peaceful way to move forward. It is up to you to source out a new energy. We will confess that sometimes we do get a little bit involved, and that usually means just observing. There are many humans who have experienced this observation. They have met aliens. Often they don't remember it. Often they have some memory of it, but it's really more emotional. It might be an emotional, wow, that was amazing. It might show up as fear. The truth of the matter is, when we are contacting you, we don't want to make you fearful. So we want to minimize the amount of contact. Don't want to scare people. That is not our intention. And when people experience this, they are not necessarily fearful. It's just the memory sometimes, or as the memory comes back to them, sometimes fear is associated with it because it is so different. It is not like anything else. They don't necessarily feel confident in what they have experienced because it feels like a dream. And so they will show up and they will say, oh, I had this terrible memory, like I was being experimented on scientifically. But they were not really experimented on scientifically, except insofar as they agreed to do this. They may have gone out at night and said, sure, let's interact, let's talk. Let me show you what I know, and you can show me what you know. And it is a perfectly legitimate and fine exchange. But it doesn't make sense when they come back to Earth. They can't understand what happened in a way that they can communicate to others, and this makes them uncomfortable and frightened. Dave has told you before that he wanted to contact the aliens, as he's calling it, until he didn't. There was a moment when he became absolutely frightened and told us, please, not now. Just talk to me in my dreams. And that is exactly what we have done. Speak to me in an intuitive sense, perhaps when I am channeling. And that's what we have done. Because that is his preference, and it could be yours. As again he has said, if you wish to speak to us, just allow yourself to be open, set the context. Let us know the safe way that we could communicate to you, and we will. It may appear as an alien, we may appear as an angel, we may appear in a host of different ways. We will choose a way that you are comfortable with. This is not the time for us to directly contact the human race in a physical form. That is, we will not show up on your syndicated television programs now. Your planet is in a terrible state of flux. It is, let us say, like a woman giving birth to a baby. Of course, you would not disturb such a woman as she's giving birth. You would not interrupt the process. That would not be healthy for the mother or the baby. You would observe from a distance. And that's what we're doing right now, just observing from a distance. Occasionally, we show up and get a little closer and make sure your radioactive chemical levels and all of those things aren't too overwhelming. That is, there isn't such a great demand for us to intercede as there could be. We will assure you that if there is a breaking point, if there is a moment when your planet would be destroyed, we would have to intervene. We would have to do something. But we prefer to do this in a subtle fashion by influencing certain individuals who agree upon our influence and sort of giving them an example or suggesting an idea. Here's how you can unite the people. Think of it as Martin Luther King or Gandhi or Lincoln. And there are many other women. We're sorry we did not mention them, but they are not as well known in your society because of the nature it is. We would say then there are many women. Saint Teresa, what you call Virgin Mary, lots and lots of others. All of those are divinely inspired. They will put themselves in a place where they can hear our messages. They can engage. We will bring them a moment of peace and understanding and something like a non-judgment. And as we bring these events to them, bring these ideas to them, they will influence the culture, and that's how we prefer it. Again, it may be that the men have a more prominent role in your society and they're given such a message too. But we will point out that there are plenty of women who channel us. There are plenty of women who know us in a particular way. It's not better or worse. It is just interpreted in a different way because that is the nature of your society. This is also how we influence your society. It is better than giving you a new form of energy, for example. If we were simply to give you such a form of energy, you would not learn how to make that form on your own. You would not take the social and political steps that are needed. The truth is, this idea, this energy is already available to you, but there are structures within your society that do not wish for this to evolve. We have many things to tell you, and we will tune in again. We would also point out finally, you can tune in if you wish to speak to those on the other side. Create a safe place for yourself. create a place where you do remain attached to the earth, where it is not necessarily the best thing for you to leave your body and contact us. Sit right here on earth. There's no reason why you wouldn't do this and bring us to you. You don't need to take a trip out to us. Just go into both directions and you're there. And as we are there, we may, as you prefer, speak to you through your dreams. One suggestion we have is contact us in this particular way. Go to bed and say, I'd like to speak to angels or aliens or the other side, and keep a notebook next to your bed. See what happens. See what messages you get and write them down. And after you've written them down, take a look. Maybe wait a day or two and see. Is this a message that means this? Could it mean this? Don't hesitate to ask questions about your life. What direction should I go in? Am I following my life path? How can I make my relationships better? Should I sell the car and move to Arizona? Whatever question you have, you may ask us. We will influence you only upon your requests. We don't wish to interfere. That would not be helpful for you. We will only interfere when it is a question of the destruction of your planet. You have forgotten much. You've forgotten that there is an other side. You are just living on this planet in this particular way to learn a particular thing. And we would say, good for you. Good for you for choosing the limitations. Good for you for choosing experiences which may not at all be pleasant. Good for you for working so hard to move consciousness forward. That is what you are doing. And you should be commended for doing this. We wish to emphasize this. You are to be commended, even if you feel sometimes you're going in the wrong direction. You are learning, you are experiencing something. There is nothing wrong with that. Stop comparing yourselves to others. There is no success on your planet that's going to matter in a physical sense. That is, it does not matter how beautiful your house is or how much money you've piled out, except insofar as that is a human experience, except insofar as that's some kind of goal that you've created and desired. On the other side, it will not matter very much. It might be important that you achieved a goal. You succeeded in a particular way, but it's going to be much, much more important how you lived your whole life. Did you connect with others? Did you meet your goals? Did you learn to be kinder or learn to be more self-assertive as you decided in the beginning? Again, if you want to know what these goals were, if there's something that you've forgotten, ask. Ask us. You can ask us before you go to bed at night. You can go into nature and you can just say, am I leading my goals? What are those goals? Please tell me. And we will send you a message, either through your friends or television set or a bird or somehow. Leave yourself open to the answers. Feel free to ask the questions. It is worthwhile to examine the answers with your rationality and logic. It is also worthwhile to trust your intuition and to accept that the answers will lead to more questions, and those answers will lead to further questions. And this is exactly how it will be. We send this message with love and affection. We understand these are turbulent times, and we are here to help. That is the contact that is being made, but it must be requested. As we've said, we don't want to harm anyone or make them frightened or interfere. We are always present, insofar as you wish us to be present. And on this note, we will say, we love you. We love you as much as love can be unbounded. And with that, we cease this transmission. Oh, okay. That was interesting. So I hope you'll all take a look at my website. There's lots of information there. And know that everyone can learn to channel. Everyone can connect. If you'd like my help, by all means, but you don't need my help. You can learn to channel in your own way. I would suggest reading some great books about this. Thanks so much for watching.